fishy folks, and welcome back to Michael's Fish Room. Today, let's talk about feeding the plecos. Grab yourself a healthy snack and a beverage. Stand by. Alright, fishy folks, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel and makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Today, let's talk about feeding plecos. This question comes up all the time on social media, and I know I've done a bunch of videos on different things to feed, what vegetables or fruits you can feed them. I'll link one of them videos up here for you. But I just want to reiterate what I feed here in my fish room and what's worked for me over the last 10 or so years of breeding for profit. So the first, and what I like the best, is simply French cut green beans. Grab yourself a can of French cut green beans. I don't care if there's salt added. I don't care if there's no salt. I don't care about any of that. Don't overthink it. The small amount of salt in here isn't going to affect any of your fish. Trust me, I've used full salted for years, never had a problem with my fish. Now, French cut green beans, not regular green beans, because plecos are fancy. No, French cut just means they're sliced lengthwise so the inside is exposed, and that's really what the plecos like to eat. They like to gnaw on that delicious green bean stuff. So French cut green beans. Grab yourself a can, open it up, feed it to your plecos. Usually it's gone overnight. If not, I would take it out within 24 hours so it doesn't cloud your water. But if you have plecos that are breeding, or you just have one or two plecos in the community tank, just drop a few pieces in, not too many. You'll be fine. Alright, another one of my favorites, and also, just so everyone is aware, if you aren't already, the next two brands of food are sponsors of the channel, which means I get their food for free, and I talk about it. But if you know anything about me or have watched any of my review videos, you know I am honest as you know what. But I've been using Northfin and Dr. Basilier's for years in the fish room. So these are Northfin Kelp Wafers. I love them. Quick note though, if you do overfeed these like I do, it will cloud your water for a day, but just don't overfeed them in your community tank if you don't have an auto water change system like yours truly. Anyway, Kelp Wafers from Northfin, one of my favorite all times for feeding the bottom feeders, the plecos and the cories. Only 33% protein, which is great. You don't really want too much protein for plecos. And of course, the main ingredient is organic kelp. And then the next ingredient is whole Antarctic krill meal and whole herring meal. Really, really high quality ingredients, Northfin. Now, my good friend Keith from KJEAquatics.com is running a promo on Northfin products. Use promo code NFMike15. Sorry. Just kidding. NFMike17 for 17% off. That's good until May 5th. So check out KJEAquatics.com, buy some Northfin, 17% off. Now, another one of my favorites, and actually my boy Keith from KJE turned me on to this. This is Dr. Basilier's Better Tabs. Now, there is a lot of protein in this. I believe it's 47% protein. So you're not going to want to feed this every day to your plecos. Every other day, every third day, every fourth or fifth feeding, however you feed your fish. But they are like these big pellets like this, and they sink, and the fish love them. Guppies also like them, you know, just so you know, but now, Dr. Basilier's is a German company, so their labels are a little different than ours. The composition says cereals, fish, and fish derivatives. Trust me, it's good stuff. You know how I know? I've used it for years. I'm not just saying I like it. I'm not just saying it's good. Almost everything you hear come out of my mouth is because I've tried it. And if I haven't tried it, I will let you know. I don't mean I've tried it. This probably tastes gross. But I tried it in my fish room. All right, another one from Dr. Basileur's that I really like is the green. Now this is extra, extra large. It's only about 3 millimeters. I like the extra, extra, extra large, but this is what I have. Guppies will also eat it, see how big it is. This is the green, and also they're green, and also I don't remember what it's called. Stand by, I'm gonna look. They're regular, extra, extra large. So 3X is also another favorite of mine. Now this this has how much protein? 47% protein as well. So really, really good stuff. Now, you might be saying to yourself, but Mike, if you overfeed, what happens? Well, that's a great question. Now, I overfeed because I breed plecos for profit. Actually, there's babies in 2 out of the 3 tanks that I'm breeding in right now, and they're cute little babies. But I overfeed because I am breeding, so I also have an auto water change system, so it doesn't really matter for me. The water will be cloudy for a day or 2, and then the auto water change system just cleans it out. So when you're feeding plecos, I like to feed them at night because they are nocturnal. So when you shut the light off, you know, you could drop the food in and then shut the light off, or drop the food in, you know, after you shut the light off, before you go to bed, and in the morning the food should be gone. If the food isn't gone, you're feeding too much, most likely. So the next time you feed less and see what happens. Now, there are many, many other good, great foods to feed your plecos. This is what I use. I'm not a big fan of the Hikari algae wafers, I think they're called. If I remember correctly, and I haven't looked in quite a while, but if I remember correctly, they are not the best ingredients, and they definitely cloud the water. I'd also stay away from just buying stuff on eBay or Amazon if you're not really sure what it is. I did buy some sinking pellets, I think they were called, years and years ago. It was actually one of my first Rants. I'll link that up here for you too. They didn't sink, not even a little. Not even like I would put them in and bring them to the bottom. They would start to float back up. So I don't know how you can have pellets that are for plecos that don't sink. So just be careful what you buy. If you're looking for recommendations, Northfin Kelp Wafers, actually any of the Northfin foods that sink are good. Just watch that protein level. You don't want to go too high with plecos. Now again, this is for bristlenose. Other plecos might require something different, but I'm just talking about all the bristlenose species, whether it's, you know, your standard brown or black, your long fin, your short fin, your super red, your snow white, your peppermint, whatever you have, calico, long fin calico, albino, blue eye, I don't know, I'm just making that up. Whatever you have, that's what I'm talking about, because they're all the same, just a different morph. And of course, most of the cories will eat the same. At least the cories that I sell, the more common ones, they all will eat that stuff as well. Another favorite of Dr. Basileur's, which I'm out of, is the pumpkin. Now, I was sent the pumpkin, I think, because that's what they had in stock. I probably normally wouldn't get it, because what fish eats pumpkin? But while I was in the hospital, my girlfriend was feeding the 5 or 6 tanks I had down here every couple days. And we had pleco babies, and we had stir-by cory babies, and all she was feeding was that Dr. Basileur's pumpkin. So it's got to be some good stuff, because there was nothing else going on. There was no Barry White playing, no candles, no nothing. Just tanks set up to hold fish while I was recovering from open heart surgery. All right, fishy folks, that does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, as always, leave them down in the comments below. And feel free to let me know what you feed your plecos. This is just commercial-based food, by the way. You can feed them all kinds of fresh stuff. Like I said, I linked that video. Maybe if you guys want, let me know in the comments below as well, and I will do another video on what, like, fruits and vegetables you can feed them. I've done 3 or 4 of those already, but I will be happy to do another one. Oh, last thing. I know I'm rambling, but, you know, something shiny. If you want to buy a shirt, you can now buy them on my website, michaelsfishroom.com. Buy them direct through the website. It is a print to order system, so it's not like I'm going to ship them out that day. They go to the printer will print them within a day or two and ship them out direct. I actually have nothing to do with it other than collecting the Benjamin. So, that does it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think I got this one done with no bloopers, which I can't believe because I suck at this. So, anyway, peace out, yo.